Somewhere out there, somewhere far away, I want you back. I want you back.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Volume 18. Today's a little bit of a different video. It's a little more personal video for me and Nick. It's our 1 year YouTube anniversary. We started the channel on July 1st, 2020.
And so for today, we're going to show you some of our favorite moments over the past year. Some of the stuff has made it in our previous videos, and some of these clips haven't, so we really hope you enjoy it.
You want to share what you enjoyed so much about the last year?
Well, obviously our first video, for sure, because everything was brand new, super exciting. And some of the footage and the views we got, going 20 plus miles offshore, spearfishing in the middle of the ocean.
Seriously.
Where there's no land in sight. It's literally just blue in all directions. It's just you and the ocean, You get that kind of like, I'm just one grain of sand feel,
No, seriously.
So tell me a little bit about one of your favorite moments from one of the trips that we took, Brendan.
I'm thinking I forget what the lady at Gilchrist said, but when we went to Beaufort Springs on the back end of our last trip is when we spotted our second manatee. And it was in Gilchrist Blue Springs, and we were actually just venturing around some of the closed springs on the outside of Gilchrist because we had already dove in the spring there a little bit. And we actually had an opportunity to see a manatee pretty close up, and obviously it's one of our coolest clips we have on our Instagram, and something that me and Nick honestly were really excited about, and it was just an amazing experience. We'll share the clip right here. He's just munching along, just enjoying a nice snack.
It was totally unexpected too.
100%.
The park ranger who showed up said that they hadn't seen one there in a long time. So it's not like we went there looking for manatees. We went there to free dive.
Yeah.
And then one just kind of showed up, and we're like, oh, wow, this is cool. And the big guy had no care in the world, was just...
No, he's just enjoying his time.
Yep.
I think she says they only get 2 a summer, or 2 a year essentially.
I think it's 2 a year
around that place, and we just a random day in February. It's February, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's my birthday weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, a random day in February, and somehow we get the one of the 2 manatees that shows up in Gilchrist.
So really seeing the manatees was something we hadn't experienced before, and it was a lot of fun. Very enjoyable. I
think something we both shared, it was very meaningful when we went down there, is when we went to Beaufort Springs, because Beaufort Sinkhole, essentially. We actually had to find it with latitude, longitude, so we found the general park that it's a part of, but having to drive back there and actually locate it was an adventure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of dirt roads to...
No man's land, I feel like.
Yeah, middle of nowhere in a swamp.
And luckily, we came at a time period before we were told there was no walkway there, so people were having to walk through a swamp to get to it. And luckily, I guess within the last 2 years, they said they started adding the walkway. But the really cool thing is we got to share that also with our buddy Mike from Florida Unfiltered, so it was just really cool. It was our first YouTube meetup. I guess
you didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
Had open minds about it.
Exactly.
But we'd never met this guy in person.
Yeah.
He brought some aspects to it that we hadn't thought of, and vice versa. And we generally just had a really good time.
Yeah, it was a really sweet time. And obviously we rolled the footage for the Beaufort Spring. Really awesome spring, clean, beautiful. I mean, we had 1 or 2 moccasins around us, swimming around, water moccasins. Really cool couple of diving guys. What was the one kid's name that was blowing our mind? Constantine. If you see this video at some point, you're insane.
Yeah.
This kid had a pair of fins, a analog dive watch.
He had the Walmart kit out.
The Walmart kit out, legitimately. He just had a regular snorkel, regular mass snorkel. He would dive all the way down to like 89, I think it's like 80 feet max there.
And pick up rocks.
Pick up rocks. And
boulders.
He'd pick up boulders. He'd come back up, and he told us he's been diving there for a long time.
But he was a peak performance.
He was making us look like day 1 free divers. Or he looked like we were going on snorkel tours.
This year we also got to do some new video styles that we hadn't tried before, including 360 videos, which Brennan was able to really demonstrate on the Ocean Pursuit, which, in case you guys haven't seen that video, it's It's a shipwreck that's right at the Oregon Inlet, but it's on shore. The ship ran aground in some choppy waters when they were trying to tow it in to get repairs. And so you could go out there and walk around on and see. It's not something you had to dive offshore to get to.
Yeah, you could literally walk right up to it.
Yeah, so that was really cool. So there's footage of Brendan walking through the ship, and if you click with your mouse, you can literally look anywhere that Brendan could see.
Yeah,
Scroll
360
around
degrees.
360 degrees and see any part of the ship, which is really cool and something that when I was growing up wasn't even in the realm of possibilities.
No.
You know, so that was really cool to play around with, and
Yeah.
especially on a shipwreck, nonetheless, and something that we don't really see here on the Outer Banks. Most of the shipwrecks hit a sandbar. They're sunk offshore ways. You have to dive to them. They're in anywhere from 20 to 100 feet of water, 120 feet of water. So this one being on shore was a new, cool experience.
Yeah, and I think something that holds special to me, it's like the Outer Banks, still generally this part of the coast is known as the graveyard of the Atlantic, and like the fact that in my timeline, like the fact that I got to see an addition to the graveyard of the Atlantic is really cool. The fact that we were able to explore something like that and shoot video on it, sort of even clean it up. Like we clean trash out of it too, because people just leave trash in there, all types of stuff. Like we were able to go in there, clean it up, and sort of leave it how we want it left. Obviously, it's not going to stay like that, but it's just a really cool opportunity to do what we want to do what we're doing on this channel and sharing with you guys.
Yeah, and while we're talking about cleanups, you know, pretty much every time Brendan and myself go out, or if we go out with any of our friends and buddies, if we see litter and trash around, we generally pick it up. It doesn't always make it to video because it's not something that
You get a video every time.
needs to be a highlight, but it's just something that you should really take with you and be mindful about when you go out. You know, kind of leave it cleaner than when you went out, and that way the next people who come to where we went to experience it after us can have an even better experience.
Yeah.
You know, we get a lot of tourists down here, and a lot of them, you know, take it for granted and leave a lot of litter and trash behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really great to have that mentality where we want to leave it clean and pristine for the people who follow after us.
Hey everyone, it's Brendan. I appreciate you guys viewing Volume 18. Me and Nick were having so much fun recording this video that we forgot to record the ending. So I hope you guys enjoyed this year in review with us. We appreciate all the support we've had throughout the year. It's been an amazing time. Me and Nick cannot wait for what's in store for the future. We have a whole bunch of really cool projects coming up that I think you will all enjoy just as much as we do. Once again, thank you so much for viewing it, and then we'll see you guys in the next one.
Any of you falling off the jet ski, and only me.
It was one. Okay, it's 2 clips.
It was 2 clips. You fell off way more than I did. I was like, yep, that's me falling. Oh, and there's another one. All right, surely Brendan's going to fall off next.
Okay.
And I was like, nope. Oh, just Brendan talking? No falling?